there, I'll be your content creator for the evening. I'll tell you what, the other day, craziest thing happened. I decided I wanted to become a competitive Pokemon champion, okay? A little out of my league, I know. Pokemon is a series that takes a lot of skill, knowledge, and sheer will of luck. Knowledge of Pokemon I obviously have plenty of because I can name a majority of them based off of memory alone.
Are you not remembering the most iconic?
Oh my god, Magikarp. Gyarados,
How do you forget them? They're like iconic.
I don't remember how to spell the dose in Gyarados.
I also know it's super effective against psychic types, which obviously makes me a step up above most 10-year-olds. And when it comes to RNG, well, I'm gonna roll this giant D20 which does not match my green screen. And if this rolls a number higher than 15, then I won't shove this entire can of Dr. Pepper down my throat. That is a number higher than 15. But when it comes to skill, I think that's where I kind of become lackluster in the experience department. Now in Sword and Shield, I ran a team consisting of Dragapult, Indeedee, Whimsicott, and Dracovic. But when Dracovic and Whimsicott became very, very popular and practically everyone and their mother was using it, people knew how to counter that, and I did not have much fun at all. Then I promptly switched over to Whimsicott, Indeedee, Regice, Eiscue, because that's funny, and I just caught my aforementioned shiny Regice that I still adore to this day. So to test my skills in competitive Pokemon, I decided to look over the popular competitive Pokemon used in VGC,
and then I threw that in the garbage and got Dr. Pepper all over my floor! I'm gonna need to clean that up later! And then I built an entire team over one silly gimmick I realized I could do on Twitter.
Let's start with the catalyst Pokemon that started this entire event, Slowking. Slowking just learned a signature Slowking only move called Chilly Reception. Essentially, it tells a joke so bad that it starts to snow and then is booed off the stage. I was so unbelievably tempted to nickname this Pokemon Amy Schumer, but I withheld the funniest joke I could make so someone else could make it. Someone who's a little bit funnier than me. Instead, I went for a theme, and I decided to name the entire team Funny Guy. Since I'm going for a snow team, I decided to give this Slowking Blizzard to complement its high special attack stat, Heal Pulse and Helping Hand to provide support, and Rock Slide. Because I'm a little silly. Sometimes. I wanted an emergency snow setter in case Slowking tragically keeled over and died in a car accident. So, introducing Chill Guy. It's an Abomasnow, the only Pokemon available to me with the ability Snow Warning, which upon entry brings a tragic weather. I gave Abomasnow a bit of an offensive set, Blizzard, because duh. What else am I gonna put on it? Woodhammer? What do you take me for? A silly Billy? A little goofball? Someone who's gonna sit in the back of the car the entire car ride or a 6-hour trip to Hershey, Pennsylvania to go to the town that smells like chocolate bars? You think I'm gonna sit in the back of the car the entire time going... No, I'm not that goofy. I'm only gonna do that for like 10 minutes and then stop because I'm gonna get annoyed. No, instead I gave it Earth Power in case of fire-related emergencies. Because if it's one thing Pokemon taught me, is that if you want to stop a forest fire, you gotta start an earthquake. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Pseudo-Legendary just so happened to be an Ice type. So I use that to my advantage. I'm just saying, this guy's a lot better than its baby form. I have this really funny thing written down in my script that I'm looking at right here that I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm just going to read it. This was so bad, my eyes tried to unionize because they claimed the working conditions were not quite up to task compared to other eyeballs we've seen. That shit was really funny. Past Seb, when he wrote that, was on that good Zaza. Luckily, however, this Pokemon was great to put on the team because it provides an offensive coverage that the other two Pokemon can only wish they could achieve. Anywho, I named him Cool Guy because he's a cool guy. Now, peeping everybody's speed stats, I noticed they're all on the low side of the spectrum, okay? I have a bunch of slow little guys on my team. Now, an important piece to every Pokemon battle is controlling who gets to go first. So, let me introduce to you the second gimmick of this poorly cobbled together team, Trick Room. Trick Room is a silly move that allows the slowest Pokemon on the field to go first. Great for a team that would lose to an old lady in a foot race. So allow me to introduce to you my favorite defensive Trick Room setter of all time. Drumroll please. Bronzong! Okay, this was my team before Bronzong defense, okay? This was my team after. Notice that this is an image of Goku, and this is an image of a crying baby child, okay? This Taco Bell-shaped mother knuckler is not goofing around. I'm so sorry. I did not sleep today. I won one last defensive little guy, so this is Hattrem. He's small. Now why not its final evolution, Hatterene, you might be asking yourself. Well, he ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha, I would say to your face. Well, the joke is now on you, because I wanted you to be asking that question. I gave Hattrem this funny little item called the Eviolite, which boosts its defense and special defense by an exponential margin when it is not in its final evolved form. I also gave it Trick Room in case the MVP Heavy Guy were to die in the field of combat, which would be very, 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 very tragic. Finally, Helping Hand and Life Dew to support its fellow teammates, and Giga Drain to keep it on the field. By the way, I named him Magical Guy. I just want to put that out there before I forget. His name is Magical Guy. I want Magical Guy love in the comments below, or Magical Guy is going to show up to your house. He ain't going to do magical things, I'll tell you what. And then I mulled over a final good Pokemon to put on this team, and I decided to go for a Seb Wawa favorite. I'm going to hold out the palm of my hand and it is going to magically appear. Thank you, future editing Seb. This is how YouTubers do it. Eiscue, baby! Ice Face! Eiscue is really cool because of his signature ability, Ice Face, which gives me one free hit from physical moves, and I can restore it with, oh, what's this? I can't hear you because there's a headphone over my ear. Give me 1 second. Snow? I can restore it with snow? Oh, don't I feel silly because there's no one else in this room and I'm talking to myself, and that's a little bizarre. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but little do they know, I'm only a little unhinged. Now if I give this guy Belly Drum to max out its attack stat at the cost of half of its HP, 1 second, I'm going to fart. There it is. Okay, now let's continue and address it like it's never happened. Where was I? Oh yeah. And then I counter that HP loss with leftovers. His name is Cube Guy, and it would be really, really funny if he was actually the MVP. Now let's address the giant glaring weakness that is staring us in the face, okay? Half of my team is Psychic type, okay? Pretty bad. The other half is Ice type. That's even worse. This may lead to some horrible problems later on, like, I don't know, maybe a Dark type, mayhaps even a Fire type. Oh no, Lord forbid there's a Steel type. Ooh, I don't know what I'd do against that. And I'm sitting here sweating my britches off at the thought of this goldfish, okay? Fire Dark type. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Now that I've shown you my undefeatable team with violently glaring weak points, let's see them in the field of battle! Do a sick transition, future Seb. Editing this video right now. Come on, I set you up there. You better have done something cool with it. I gave myself a total of 10 battles. to determine whether or not I was competitive pro material. If I were to win 5 of those battles, I would go on Amazon and order myself a participation trophy. And if I lose more than 5 battles, well, I'm never going to show my face in the competitive Pokemon community ever again. I'll just go back to drawing them in very, very bad in silly ways, okay? First match in, and we already run into a slight problem. That is, my throat is dry. I need to go get a glass of water. I was gonna go do that, but I'm in the middle of a sentence right now. So fire types. That's what I was gonna say. Fire types. Yeah, I ran into a few of those guys. Isn't that a little silly? I'm gonna go get a glass of water. Funnily enough, I know the irony here, okay? I need a glass of water. I know you could just say I'm a little bit parched, okay? Okay, you can say I'm a little bit thirsty, even, okay? Okay, that's pretty fun. You can say I'm a little bit I can't think of any other words that would mean I need water, okay? I'm a little dry. Oh, dry! Yeah, that one begins with the letter D. Yeah, I can't think of any other words that begin with the letter D that mean I'm thirsty. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a drink. I decided to do the intelligent opening of opening up with 2 Pokemon that are weak to fire types, only to be met with the one thing I didn't see coming. A fire-type Pokemon! Volcarona opens up with a fiery dance that should have 100% burned this tree down if it wasn't for this tree's Gucci belt. Oh, whoops, psych. Oricorio could do a thing I didn't realize Oricorio could do, and now the tree guy is dead. But what my opponent didn't realize is that Chill Guy's death was in my favor. Heavy Guy still had a chance to set up Trick Room, and set up Trick Room he totally did. Heavy Guy knows Levitate, which makes him completely and entirely immune to all ground type attacks, including those that were, happen to come from a Godzilla-esque ice Pokemon that knows Earthquake. I may not be a genius, but at the very least, I'm not stupid. Eventually, they do something about my Godzilla lookalike, but little do they know, I have an entire penguin up my sleeve, and I have no idea how he got in there! With all my defenses up, I have Heavy Guy playing offense while I have my silly penguin start setting up. I let Cube Guy off of his leash to go maul those other Pokemon to death. After my opponent's Armarouge's Heat Wave fails to hit the aforementioned Demon Spawn Penguin, the guy quickly forfeited, okay? And I won. I beat up a child, okay? I beat a child at a children's game, and I feel good about it. That means there's one more child scarred out there in the world. That's more character development for them, okay? I'm out here doing God's work. That was my first victory of the night, and I promise you, I know I didn't record it, but I was heel clicking for at least an hour after I won, okay? So mid heel click, I went ahead and readied up match number 2, feeling undefeatable. Undefeatable, untouchable even. I haven't been touched. No. This guy's name is Pelipper, and when he shows up, it starts raining, which is the most emo thing I've ever heard of. He must have lost his My Chemical Romance t-shirt in the wash. Speaking of wash, this is a penguin. This game looks like it's gonna be a duel of the weather. I opened with Funny Guy and Cube Guy in the hopes that if my opponent opened up with the Emo Bird, I'd be able to counter his rain by having Funny Guy tell a really, really, really bad joke. But my opponent didn't open with the Emo Bird as I predicted he would. No siree, baby! He opened with a Dinosaur Dog and Clark Kent the Dolphin. I successfully got the belly drum and the bad joke told, and everything was great and in my favor until Bird. But I kid you not, all it took was my silly little penguin to impale his Pokemon on a falling stalactite of ice for my opponent to turn around and go, oh hell no, I am skedaddling on out of here. He forfeited and I won. I am 2 for 0, baby. I am the world champion. Undefeated, untouchable. I could take on the world. I felt like the only thing that could stop me now is finding out that only 30% of my 37% of my subscribers are actually subscribed. I worded that weird. Am I going to re-record that one? No, I'm just going to leave it be. But you catch my drift, okay? Even worse would be if I found out someone just watched me sweep 2 entire Pokemon teams with this silly little goofy team. And did they click the subscribe button? No? They didn't? Why? Why are you here? Why are you watching if you're not yet subscribed? Why do you make me suffer in such silly and minuscule ways? Minuscule. Macuscule. Because holy moly. Does that hurt? I can't even look you in the digital eyes right now. I can't look through my camera lens, through your computer camera lens, back into your eyeballs that are looking at me on your monitor. I can't look at you. I can't look at you. But we can both agree that the worst possible case scenario is if I were to run into a fire type special attacking Pokemon like and not even a full 2 minutes later, my entire team is swept under the rug like a slice of cheese that you're saving for later. I am emotionally and spiritually defeated. Yeah. By this defeat. But it's only a 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. Not the worst thing in the world. And after obliterating the next guy so hard he's only a footnote in this video, I began feeling pretty darn good again. Now, I played many more games after this, but I walked away learning one key thing. My team was composed of absolutely no popular competitively used Pokemon that I know of. So I am either genuinely skillful or a little bit lucky. Or many of the other people ended up beating are just kind of stupid. That's a possibility. Either of those scenarios, I still look pretty cool and awesome. So I'll take what I can get. So, you know, competitive Pokemon, not really my cup of tea, but I gave it a shot. I'm gonna go back to drawing them weirdly now. So just how many games did I lose and how many games did I win? Well, I showed you some games I won. Let's just end it at that. But before I go, I need to tell you one thing that really grinded my gears. Nobody in the chat insulted me or called me mean names. At no point along my competitive Pokemon journey did I even have a funny chat interaction like all those silly Pokemon Showdown TikToks had led me to believe. And that aspect, I am appalled and disgusted. I just want one person to go into the chat and say I'm the worst Pokemon player they've seen in their entire life. I didn't even get a KYS. Keep yourself safe. So you know what? Whatever. I didn't want to keep myself safe anyway. Green screen off.